Stellantis is one of the few businesses in the rapid car industry that truly understands the complexity of modern business. When it was made, everybody had high hopes, but it's kind of at a turning point due to declining sales, dissatisfied dealers, and changing customer preferences. This is putting them in serious danger, and it might even mean potential bankruptcy. So prepare to get lost in the drama that is Stellantis, the auto behemoth that struggles to maintain its control. A company which was once regarded as an innovator is now confronted with an inventory of unsold cars, angry dealers, and customers who are looking elsewhere. With daring actions, surprising choices, and an exciting future at stake, the question remains if Stellantis can recover, or if we're seeing the end of a titan of the business. It's gonna be quite the ride, so stay tuned. In January 2021, Stellantis made its debut on the international scene with claims of market leadership, innovation, and cooperation. But its foundations were poorer than expected. In the first half of 2024, the company's worldwide earnings fell by 48%. Once associated with strength and dependability, iconic names like Dodge, Jeep, Ram, and Chrysler were in decline. Sales of Dodge fell an incredible 67% since 2013. While Jeep sales fell 44% from their 2018 peak. The situation with the company's inventory was much more severe. A startling 1.4 million unsold cars were on the scale on Stellantis as of March 2024. Many of these were outdated models that didn't appeal to modern customers. The dealerships, which are the foundation of Stellantis sales network, were drowning in unsold inventory, and cars were sitting on lots for much longer than was usual for the entire sector. Carlos Tavares, the CEO, received severe criticism from the Stellantis National Dealer Council for putting immediate financial gain ahead of long-term development. The council criticized measures to reduce expenses, decreased marketing budgets, and changed compensation practices in a letter dated September 10, 2024. They contended that these tactics damaged brand value and dealer profitability. You could see and feel the consequences. Dealers expressed financial difficulty, with many finding it difficult to draw in customers or clear inventories. Tensions were only made worse by Stellantis' choice to link dealer pay to car shipments rather than actual sales. Fears of prolonged instability were made worse by the scary possibility of industrial closures and layoffs. Can you believe the chaos that this can create? 3 crucial errors in judgment caused Stellantis' difficulties. The first was the engine replacement controversy that overtook them after Stellantis lost devoted customers with the launch of the Hurricane twin-turbo inline-6 engine, which was meant to replace conventional V8s. The engine lacked the raw power and performance that have long been associated with brands like Dodge and Ram, but they claimed increased fuel efficiency and reduced emissions. Ineffective incentives was the second. Stellantis used a cautious approach to promotions in contrast to all of their rivals who increased financing offers and discounts. In a market that was already hyper-competitive, this put its dealers at a major disadvantage. Third were price increases in the face of economic uncertainty. Let's call them what it is. Stellantis' move to raise car prices, allegedly to preserve profit margins, super backfired. Already concerned due to rising interest rates and inflation, consumers resorted to less expensive options. Jeep lost even its stronger supporters when its cost skyrocketed to almost $100,000 for some configurations. The issues weren't distributed equally throughout Stellantis' holdings. For instance, Chrysler had reduced its lineup to just 2 models, the Chrysler 300 sedan and the Pacifica minivan. Given consumers' preferences for SUVs and crossovers, the brand was exposed to this lack of variety. Ram's decision to discontinue the reasonably priced 1500 Classic further irritated customers on a tight budget. Many resorted to rivals like Ford and Chevrolet as basic pricing skyrocketed. Similarly, Jeep was also criticized for its excessive prices, which led some prospective customers to choose other manufacturers or second-hand vehicles instead. Then on the other hand, Dodge struggled with an unpopular move toward electrification and a huge number of inventories. Loyalists were also discouraged by the discontinuance of popular models like the Charger and Challenger, while the electric Charger Daytona SRT really failed to generate the same enthusiasm as its gas-powered predecessors. Cause let's be real, Chargers, Challengers, that's all about American muscle, baby. We're talking robust, loud, and fast. And you're not gonna get that on a bunch of AA. The business has either got to embrace the electric revolution or risk going out of business. Poor implementation, angry customers, and significant logistical and financial difficulties are hindering this particular change. The importance of electrification has increased to the point where Carlos Tavares, CEO of Stellantis, is expected to make a much-awaited announcement directly addressing these concerns. But that announcement was a little bit more vigorous than expected. He spoke to the Globe during a press conference streamed from Stellantis headquarters on a dark December morning. His comments were reserved and he appeared severe. He opened by saying, "We are at a pivotal moment. Today's tough decisions will determine the future of our company." In an effort to stabilize this hemorrhaging company, he unveiled an extensive reorganization plan. As is typical with reorganization, we're talking massive workforce reductions. Yeah, more than 10,000 workers are going to be laid off globally. Production is going to be concentrated in more profitable areas, and plants in North America and Europe are going to be shut down. Yeah, they also want to streamline the portfolio. Well, Stellantis is going to stop producing weak brands and models and concentrate on hybrids and electric cars in expanding markets. They're also going to try to make dealer support initiatives. Now, according to them, it's going to ease dealer problems and restore consumer confidence. More incentives and marketing funds were pledged. Reactions to his statement were not entirely equal. While dealers and employees prepared for the consequences, analysts complimented the plan's boldness. Financial progress at the cost of American jobs. As expected, messages of empathy, anger, and despair have been flooding social media. While some stakeholders may feel cautiously optimistic as a result of the CEO's statement, the immediate consequences are probably going to be really severe. Employees might see this as deceit, particularly those in underperforming areas. Dealers may consider the steps to be too little or too late, given their current weight of remaining stock and lack of assistance. Even still, if a detailed plan necessitates immediate expenses, investors could find comfort in it at the cost of everybody else. Stellantis has made ambitious plans to transition its lineup to include more hybrid and electric cars. With products like the electric Jeep and the Dodge Charger Daytona SRT, the company seeks to please a rising market of eco-aware customers. Beneath this lavish exterior, though, is a concerning reality. Stellantis seems to be placing a significant wager on electrification without sufficiently addressing its present operational difficulties. And competitors like Tesla, Ford, and Hyundai are advancing with advanced EV plans, while Stellantis finds it really difficult to adjust. With its ecosystem of high-performance cars, Tesla leads the EV industry, but Ford and Hyundai have effectively incorporated electricity into their regular lineups without sacrificing their main strengths. In contrast, Stellantis seems to be torn between its past and its future, unable to make a strong claim to either. These problems are made worse by the group's dependence on outdated platforms and its slow reaction to customer preferences. In particular, Stellantis EVs lack the level of technology and range performance that have become industry standards, while the Jeep and Dodge lineups' older models haven't even been updated in years. The company's resources are further charged by the cost of electrification, which could result in further layoffs or reduced plans. This really draws attention to the fact that this company is vulnerable, and it also goes to show how important electrification and EVs are to its future. Let's be real, at this point, it's either going to cripple the company or it's going to save it. But here's the thing, the problems facing the automotive sector at large are reflected in Stellantis' breakdown. It just draws attention to the damages of focusing on the immediate challenges of changing customer preferences and the difficult realities of international marketplaces. Tavares' strategy might provide a lifeline, but it's also going to act as an unsettling reminder that even the most famous businesses can fail horribly. So right now, Stellantis has an uncertain future. Is it going to be more competitive? Is it going to be a leaner organization after all of this? Or is it going to be one of those fallen giants that business schools teach about as a reminder of what not to do? Only time's going to tell. So what are your thoughts? Let us know in the comments down below, and we'll see you in our next episode.